Get him even bigger than this. I can get him even bigger. Okay, a little bit of sweat's coming on now. But boom, like that, bam!
This is the story of the biggest muscles in the world. How they keep getting bigger and why people want them.
This is Luke Skywalker in 1980. And here is Luke Skywalker 16 years later in 1996. Mark Hamill, who played Luke Skywalker, was said to have remarked, "Good God, they've put me on steroids."
People say it isn't addictive. It absolutely is absolutely addictive.
There's something more satisfying than being the best, and if that means taking lots of steroids, lots of tablets, to me it's worth it.
We all do it, but you've got to go through the back door. Dude, I trained 23 years natural without taking steroids. But when you take steroids, it makes your body more of a machine. You're bigger, you're faster, you're stronger.
It's also about what happens when things go wrong.
Look, it's really fucking gross. It just sinks in like a balloon filled with water.
Gregg Valentino is in the Guinness Book of Records for having the world's biggest biceps. If you have a 28-inch waist, Gregg's arms are bigger than you are.
How you doing? I'm Gregg Valentino, and I have the biggest arms in the world. No bullshit. I've been training 28 years, and I earned these babies.
Gregg Valentino used steroids to build an extraordinary body for one reason.
I'm 5'5½", you know, with a lump on my head, maybe 5'6". I definitely have Napoleon complex, without a doubt. I definitely do. I don't like being short. I guess it's when you're a big man in a little man's body, you know what I mean? I just felt like, you know, I like the feeling of walking into a place like a club or something, you know, and you just, it's like, everybody's like, yo, what's up? You know, they come running over to you know. I just like the attention.
So Gregg Valentino began a 30-year bodybuilding journey.
At first I was very, you know, I felt self-conscious about it. Then as I got older, I realized, man, this is getting me attention. And then you equate bigness and builtness with, you know, it's respect. You know, you get respect. The big kid in school, the real built guy, always like, yo, don't fuck with him, don't mess with him, you know.
Ultimately, though, after 2 decades, being simply huge was not enough.
Flex him, flex him, flex him, flex him, flex the traps, flex the traps.
So 5'5" Gregg decided to go wide.
Dude, I trained 23 years natural without taking steroids. But when it came to the point where I was at the brink, at that level, I'm either going to take it and take myself to the next level. Is it worth it or not? The small man thing took over me, and I just felt like I have to get bigger. I have to, and that drive brought me to, you know, just do whatever it took. And in that case, I had to make a decision one day, and that's when I decided I'm going to juice my mind out.
Gregg Valentino believes that in modern competition, there's only one way to come first.
Look at football. These guys are bigger, stronger, faster. They're like machines. They can keep going. It's not just some fat guy wearing a football uniform anymore. You know what I mean? Where you can't move him off the front line. He'll outrun you. He'll jump over you. Look at these wrestlers. Look at professional wrestlers. You got guys 350 pounds jumping off a rope, flying through the air like a bird. Is that because the human being has evolved? No. It's because performance enhancers. These guys are machines, and that's what steroids do. They make you a machine.
Gregg Valentino is the result of this hardcore steroid use. In America, he's a minor celebrity, a curiosity who's crossed over from the extreme bodybuilding scene to the fringes of the mainstream. A freakish cult figure. Using his extraordinary drugged-up arms, Gregg made a fortune from selling the evidence of their success in his own training videos. But his body paid the price.
The bigger you get, you know, and the cockier you get, and, you know, you start thinking you're Teflon, and, you know, that's what happens.
At the height of his fame, the arms Gregg pumped up were about to let him down.
Boom, there's the most muscular.
We live in the era of the so-called super freak. Physiques seemingly beyond the body's capability. Gregg Valentino pushed his body to an extreme that some people might think laughable. But is there something else going on?
Bigorexia is a term that was actually coined by bodybuilders themselves, and I adopted it from them. And what it refers to is sort of a reverse case of anorexia nervosa.
Dr. Harrison Pope is the world's leading authority on male body image issues. His 2 decades of research have produced startling new revelations.
I believe, and we have written about this in our scientific papers, that bigorexia, or what we call technically muscle dysmorphia, is a sort of obsessive-compulsive disorder. It seems to me that this phenomenon of bigorexia is particularly prevalent in guys who get into competitive bodybuilding and use anabolic steroids. These are guys who will be very large and muscular, but who look at themselves in the mirror and still think that they look too small or too wimpy. I was talking to my young daughter who was working at the computer one night, and I said, well, what are you doing? And she said, well, I'm doing my Barbie project. And I said, well, what is your Barbie project? And she said, well, if Barbie were the height of an adult woman, she'd have a 16-inch waist, and that's why women are all preoccupied that they're not thin enough. And so it occurred to me that there might be an equivalent of that for men. So here